All right. Good morning, everybody. As Shelley said, my name is Jason Lodi. I am the Director of Recruitment, Retention, and Student Success for the College of Visual and Performing Arts. With me today are the mostly academic advisors from the various colleges within the university. We're going to go over kind of a broad sense of what we do, as well as each college will go individually. So I'm going to handle kind of the broad sense. Part of this comes from our jobs. We are usually the students' first line of academic advising. However, in those sessions, we might, hoping for all the accountability in the student that there can be, we might say something like, is there anything else? That then brings up these broad questions, or the assessment that we're going through while we're advising might bring us to a situation where the student needs a suggestion of someplace else. One of these, Dr. Jones just went over these with in the last session, the tutoring centers that are offered to all students of our university. These are Academic Resource Center, STEM Learning, Writing, and Multiliteracy Center are all fantastic opportunities for the students, mostly offering free one-on-one or group sessions. These also have resources and computers that are available for students. They can sign up. I know that I talked to Dr. Buck from the Writing and Multiliteracy Center, and she mentioned that they will be doing a combination of virtual and in-person coming up in the fall. Then the specific colleges may also have centers that they use towards that academic tutoring ideas. They will go over those when each college does their specific sessions. Other places that your student may be suggested or recommended from us. Some of these will be presenting to you later today as well, so I'm not going to go into great detail. The Center for Access and Success are for the students who might need some sort of accommodation. They possibly had an IEP or a 504 in their high school program. Dr. Wendy Chaka is going to be presenting to you guys. I believe she is next on the schedule. The Counseling Center is another. They do individual counseling, group counseling, relationship counseling, therapy. They're available on campus to all of our students, and they do even have emergency support lines after hours as well. Again, I think, are one of the sessions later in the day. Another center that is available is the Center for Religious and Spiritual Life. There are multi-denominational representation for this, opportunities to worship, spiritual direction, again, counseling programs for the students to integrate their spiritual lives, located in our campus center on the second floor. Our Career Center does phenomenal work for students. They will help you write your resume. They will help you do your cover letter. They will do a mock interview with you, internship fairs, career fairs. They are there with the students from day one, going through with the students. The Frederick Douglass Unity House is a fantastic opportunity on campus. It's an intercultural center giving empowerment to our Alana students. Alana, meaning the African American, Black, Latin American, Native American, Asian Pacific Islander, all kind of combined into that one acronym there. Particular emphasis on those students, however, open to all social justice allies. Fantastic center that we've got. The Ladue Center for Civic Engagement, this enhances the students' learning by bringing the community aspect into the UMass Dartmouth collegiate career. Big thing at UMass Dartmouth, too. We are one of the top universities in the nation in regards to our civic engagement and social justice. Center for Women, Gender, and Sexuality is the second oldest Center for Women, Gender, and Center for Women, I think, second oldest in the nation. Deals a lot with LGBTQ, women's studies. This is where a student can go if they need maybe a confidential HIV test, or they've had maybe something dealing with sexual assault or something like that, which may start with one of us in the academic advising arenas. The International Student and Scholar Center, precisely as it sounds, for our international students and families, dealing with things like acclimating to our culture, dealing with the different ideas of that, and then what is and is not possible for those students to accomplish while here. We also liaise between housing, dining, residential education, athletics, financial aid, health services. I'm sure we all get those questions. They are more appropriately answered directly by those offices, and all of us will probably lead the students towards there. But we do liaise between those arenas as well. So going through the specific colleges, we're going to start with our College of Engineering with Megan Chavini.
Thank you, Jason. I feel like this has been a whirlwind. My name is Megan Shavini. I am an academic advisor in the College of Engineering. The office that I work for, Engineering Student Support and Services, we are the general advisors for the college. So we work very closely with our faculty advisors to give students as comprehensive an experience as possible. Like I tell my students, your faculty advisor is an engineer. They can help you with your tech electives and all of that. I was an English major, not an engineer, but I can help you with all of those outside experiences. So we really work closely with the faculty to make sure students get the most out of their education. My email address is listed on this slide. You can also email coesupport@umassd.edu, and it goes to both my colleague Jen and I. So if one of us is out of the office, the other person can respond. You don't have to email multiple people then. Makes life a little bit easier. The other thing is for our incoming students, we have a My Courses page set up. It is listed in the students' My Courses as COE orientation. They all have an email in their student email account from me. Hopefully they've checked it recently. If not, please make your student check their campus email. But there are directions in there on how to access it. You can also email me and I will happily provide that information to students. The My Courses site is really intended to be a one-stop for our students. So we have information about college resources, campus resources. There's some introductions from various campus offices talking about how they work specifically with our college. There's some things on there from current students talking about what they've done, things that students might want to get involved with, all that good stuff. So definitely make that connection. If you're not sure how to log into it, please reach out and I will happily help with that. Welcome to you and welcome to your students. I look forward to actually seeing you in person this year. So yay.
Thanks, Megan. Next from College of Nursing and Health Sciences, Alexia.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. My name is Alexia Orphanides, and I am an academic advisor in the College of Nursing and Health Sciences Student Support Services Office. We have 3 professional advisors that are available to our students, myself, Jason Campagnon, and Reka Rocha. Due to our limited time here today, I'm going to kind of stick to my notes so I don't run long and we can get through and everyone has a chance to speak. So the College of Nursing and Health Sciences created an immersive experience for the nursing and the medical laboratory science students for the first year. We want to make sure that students know that they can get assistance early and throughout this very pivotal year transition for them. They are assigned an advisor already in the summertime. So they have a point of contact for questions before classes even start. We have already held a couple of group meetings so students can begin to get to know us and they can start to prepare for the fall. We focus on a holistic advising model to deliver the services for students that help lead to their success. We are available for academic questions and any of those other concerns that Jason briefly went over, because those questions come up in our meetings with students all the time. Our students will participate in a Student Leadership Academy next year, which was designed to address the gaps in communication, critical thinking, leadership, professional development, self-care, team building, all skills that are required for future healthcare workers. The Academy works towards helping students create a professional identity for themselves. The Academy kicks off with an Academy weekend in September, but students have already been assigned to a team, which is facilitated by a student leader. This allows them another point of contact, but maybe more so from that peer perspective. And throughout next year, students will engage in workshops, they'll participate in tutoring or study group, they'll have regular meetings with their advisors, and we encourage that frequent outreach to us, classmates, faculty for the student success. The students themselves, their leaders, the advisors, faculty, we all work together as a team to support, to guide them and help foster their personal development as students in the College of Nursing and Health Sciences and UMass Dartmouth. And we're really happy to have them aboard. So thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of the program.
Thanks, Alexia. Now from the Charlton College of Business, Denisha Toby Richards.
Yes, good morning. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, everyone. Can you hear me? Everyone can hear me okay, I hope?
Yes.
Good, excellent. So just briefly about myself, I am an alumni of UMass Dartmouth, not the College of Business, but I am happy to be here to serve my community. I think besides all of the awesome centers that we've discussed this morning, the great messages, the Charlton College of Business recognizes that a lot of you will go to your peers first as far as advice for classes, help with certain exams, certain assignments. And so what we've done is we've created a small staff of our upperclassmen. They are all seniors at this point, peer mentors. They are definitely our superheroes of the office, and they will be here to help you when it comes to things like little pieces of advice for exams, quizzes, classes, things like that. And they are definitely the first thing that we will push towards you to help you. They will definitely be pushing you towards the tutoring centers. They themselves are not tutors, but they have so much little secret pieces of information that we really want you guys to kind of engage in. So besides that, myself, I do consider myself an intrusive advisor when it comes to grades, when it comes to if you're going to class, things like that. It's definitely something that I am going to ask you about. Progress reports, things like that throughout the semester, we will request if need be, academic contracts, things like that. We won't talk about that today, but just things like that that we really try and kind of keep at the forefront. So if you have questions, if you're having issues, come to us first. Don't come to us last minute, and we'll be here to help you. Thank you so much.
And next from College of Arts and
I'm going to
Sciences.
introduce Monica.
Hi. Hi, everyone. My name is Monica Godino. I am one of the 3 amazing advisors in the College of Arts and Sciences. The College of Arts and Sciences actually holds about half of the population here at the university. We have so many majors and minors, and that really span from bachelors of arts to bachelors of science to interdisciplinary majors. So we have a lot of students that have questions about how do they actually get this done. So myself, Romaine Grace, who's the other advisor, and Jessica Oliveira, who is our newest advisor, that's what we help students do. How to really maximize all of their opportunities here at the University of Massachusetts Dartmouth. And we realize that as parents, guardians, family members, and supporters of the students, you guys are also helping us, and together we're a team. Your student ends up being the captain of this team, but we definitely help. I have one piece of advice that I think all of the professional advising centers would love for you guys to initiate a conversation with your student this summer. And Dr. Jones alluded to it. It was the FERPA. So as a team player, I like to be liked. And I know that sometimes you will not like me if you reach out to me and you want particular information about your student, and I can't answer it because there's no FERPA on file. So please, please, please have that conversation. It is a form that needs to be signed so that you can speak with an advisor freely about grades and a financial aid advisor about finances. Dr. Jones also alluded to the fact that, you know, professors facilitate the learning, and a lot of the learning happens on their own. At the Star Center, we offer workshops on all sorts of different things, but time management is our top workshop. And so what happens is in high school, for most students, they were in a building, well, until the pandemic happened, for about 40 hours a week. And then that got disrupted. So maybe they'll actually be a little bit more attuned to this in college. It will be really interesting. But typically in college, one of the hiccups that we find that some students have is actually managing their time and prioritizing. So as parents, as part of our team, you know, let's really make sure that your students are getting that and reaching out for help if that is one of their hiccups that they are having. Working with a professional advisor can be really, really helpful because it's usually some easy tweaks. As parents, and again, Dr. Jones alluded to this, your students, if they're carrying about 15 credits a week, they should be expecting to do, I know he said 3 hours, we say minimum 2 hours for every 1 hour of credit that they're in. So it really does make college a full-time job if they're doing it right. And I know I work with a lot of students who sometimes are already carrying a full-time job, and that's going to be a really hard issue for them. So please have conversations this summer about prioritizing how much they can handle and where their time is going. We like to recommend at the Star Center that if students are holding a full-time academic workload, that their workload outside their actually paid work is below 20 hours. And so that's my last tip there. The STAR Center, in addition to our professional advisors, also has peer mentors. We're really connecting with our freshman foundation course, which is CAS 101, CAS 103. Many of the courses will have peer mentors embedded in the course. Their office hours will be done at the STAR Center, so we're hoping that we are going to find many more freshmen coming in to connecting with us sooner rather than later in developing those relationships. In addition to the professional advisors and the peer mentors, we also do have faculty advisors from our different departments, and we may be expanding that out to include faculty from other colleges at the university too. That's a conversation that's happening right now. And the reason is that we hold so many majors, and it's pretty common for your students to change their mind once they get here. So you might have a student who's been like, I am going to be a marine biologist, and they've wanted to do that since they were 3 years old. And then they get to college and then they start chemistry and they're like, maybe this isn't for me. And so then they look at different opportunities. So we want students to feel comfortable connecting with different department chairs in areas of the college. So we also have faculty advisors as well. In addition, you should know that in the College of Arts and Sciences, most of our Bachelor's of Arts programs, so if your student is a major in psychology or history, English, things of that nature, if they're pursuing a Bachelor's of Arts, they will have a foreign language component. So we do have a tutoring center for foreign languages that is called the Language Learning and Multimedia Center. You can find more information about us and make appointments with us on our website. So just go to UMass D, put in STAR Center, you'll find our website, and you can make virtual appointments with us until August 2nd when we will be in person. Thank you. I hope I didn't run over my time.
Thanks, Monica. Next from our College Now program, the director, Craig Elkins.
Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us today. As Jason mentioned, my name is Craig Elkins, and I'm the Director of Alternative Admissions, which is our College Now and STAR programs. And in these programs, we really pride ourselves on the support that we provide to students in assisting them in transitioning into the university and then scaffolding them into the academic rigor of their majors. While we are an alternative admissions program, we do have every student in our program has the same level of academic support at any of the offices that was mentioned previously. But in addition to that, we have a very focused, what we call a fall academic program for our students. And in there, we have a vastly reduced counselor to student ratio. And so our students are guaranteed weekly meetings with their professional counselors to talk about anything from transitioning into the university, financial aid challenges, academic issues, and we partner closely with a lot of the support services that were mentioned prior. That counselor also teaches a 3-credit course called UNV 101, where we again focus on test-taking skills, note-taking, transitioning in the university, understanding kind of the unwritten curriculum of being a university student here on campus. And so it's a great opportunity for counselors not only to guarantee, that student has the support that they need on a weekly basis, but also to see in person the learning habits of that student and the studying habits, and then apply that information and kind of have a full circle of support. Assigned to those courses and those professionals, we also have peer mentors. So your student in our program will have a weekly meeting with their peer mentor. We have additional tutors in math and science courses and others as needed. And we have what we call program mentors, who are really just students who are there to upper class students that are, their main role is to get your family member who's going to be attending in the fall engaged with meaningful interactions on campus. We have a whole host of activities and workshops that we provide to students. And one thing that's most pertinent to this conversation right now is similar to the College of Engineering, we have a My Courses kind of tutorial that's been set up that every College Now and Start student is currently enrolled in, that is assisting and outlining the things necessary for them to transition into the university successfully. There are a lot of bits and pieces and forms and things that need to be done for a student to come here. And what we try to do is, through a series of Zoom sessions and this online course, and it is a free course, just want to make sure you understand that, kind of remove any of the barriers that might interfere, whether it's completing housing contract forms or waiving health insurance, all those sorts of things, kind of the nuts and bolts of what it means to attend this university. And so as a student, as part of College Now, again, I can't stress enough, they have the rights, privileges of any student here on campus, but we really just fold in some additional layers of support from a peers perspective, from a tutoring perspective, and then from a counseling perspective to ensure that they have what they need to be successful here on course. So what I would say is, I feel welcome, sit down with your individual, go through that online course. We're calling it the Corsair Connection, and they can find that in their My Courses space when they log into Coin. So they should definitely be checking that out. We're about halfway through our Zoom sessions now. We planned 4 of them, and that's an hour where they have an opportunity to meet with their counselor, kind of talk about any of the challenges, any issues they have, and we will continue that through their fall semester and their duration here on campus. So again, very excited to be here today. Looking forward to working with all of your family members, be it a son, daughter, or any relative that brought you to this meeting. And again, we look forward to working with them in the fall and helping them be successful, and because essentially their success is our success. So thank you again.
Thanks, Craig. Representing our Honors College, Suzanne.
Hi, everyone, and welcome. And like others before me, welcome to my alma mater as well. I am a Corsair and love working with our future Corsairs and our current Corsairs. I am the director of the Student Support Services for the Honors College at UMass Dartmouth. Students invited to join the Honors College at UMass Dartmouth is an interdisciplinary college made up of majors from across all the other 5 colleges on campus. It's an immersive and an innovative learning environment that challenges academically talented students. And we offer a lot of support for our students as well, in conjunction with their majors and colleges at UMass Dartmouth. So we like to think of ourselves as a team of advisors and professionals that work together to support your students. So all of the benefits from students in their colleges are able to access those benefits as well as this separate supports that we're offering for students in the Honors College as well. Students in the Honors College have a dedicated honors advisor that helps them navigate their honors requirements along with their college, major, and university requirements. And sometimes that's a little bit of a song and dance because you're trying to fulfill your requirements for your major, for your university studies. You may have a minor as well as your honors college requirements. So the honors advisors come in handy in trying to figure out how to meet those requirements within your requirements for your major. So we spend a lot of time with the students and supporting them through that navigation system. We offer workshops throughout the semesters to help transition students from high school to college. What are the differences? As Dr. Jones alluded to before, there are differences in types of learning and acclimating between high school and colleges. And what are those differences? We talked earlier about those different types of learning differences, what's needed to be successful at university, maybe just need to be tweaked a little bit to be successful in college, and we'll work with you on that. What does success in college look like? What do you need to be doing? And Monica alluded to that as well earlier, and Dr. Jones as well. The amount of time you spend on studies or preparing for your classes or studying for exams is different than maybe has in high school. We have workshops on time management. It is one of the biggest trip hazards transitioning from high school to college, as Monica alluded to as well. The time is different. Yeah, you're in high school for 7.5 hours a day. You may only be in a class 2 to 3 hours a day. So what are you doing with that off time? We're still expecting you to have that study time. It's just maybe self-paced. We have workshops on stress, anxiety, and coping. We know it's a stressful transition sometimes to go from high school to college, so we'll talk about that. hopefully study abroad will be coming back soon. We hope, cross our fingers. And how do we do that with the new world and managing all that you need to do in order to finish your requirements? We liaise with the Career Center on how can you put your best foot forward as an honors student when you're looking for jobs at the end of your transition here at the university. We have a dedicated study space. It's brand new in the library, dedicated to just honor students, where they can come collaborate with each other, build connections with fellow honors students. We also have some of our honors faculty supported who are housed right in that study space. So they get the opportunity to work and be in the same environment with some honors faculty on a daily basis, and maybe riff off something or have a quick question, or maybe they're working on a thesis or their Apex project, and so they'll have access to these honors faculty in a space where they're really, really accessible. They have small classes, so they have the opportunity to build relationships with a faculty member and to really get to know the faculty member, and for the faculty member to get to know them. These are the folks who down the road will be writing your students letters of recommendations, for whether it be for a job or for graduate school. They may be doing undergraduate research with these faculty members, maybe writing a paper with a faculty member, getting published. So having the ability to develop relationships with these faculty members in the Honors College is really important. They have the opportunity to live in a learning community and be supported in housing. If you're choosing to live on campus, you can choose to live in the honors learning community. So you're around folks who are doing things similar to you are. Remember, we are interdisciplinary, so it doesn't mean you're going to be housed with honor students in psychology if that's your major and that's all you see. No, you have the opportunity, yes, maybe to live with another honor student or live in an aerospace, another honor student, but they may be an engineering major. They may be a major from the College of Visual Performing Arts, College of Business. So students can learn and build relationships from others in same types of that academically prepared student, but also cross-cultural, cross-collaboration, cross-major, cross-discipline. So it really gives them an opportunity to grow and learn. I can be reached at the university, umassd.edu/honors has all our contact information. We also have a My Courses organization site. My Courses, I know we've talked about that a little bit. My Courses is our learning management system. And we have one dedicated for honors for students to learn more about the honors requirements, have access to information, success tips, as well as forms and other information. So we look forward to having you on campus this fall. It's been very lonely without the smiling faces of all our students coming and going, and we can't wait to see you all in September.
Thank you, Suzanne. And finally, back to me. Again, I'm Jason Lodi, Director of Recruitment, Retention, and Student Success for the College of Visual and Performing Arts. Our first-year students are advised by our Foundations Director. His name is Gabo Kamnitzer, with assistance from my office. Students do transition into faculty advising the summer between their freshman and sophomore year. As Dr. Jones mentioned, all of those faculty have office hours, and we do encourage the students to utilize those office hours. Great opportunity for students to go in and ask that person specifically, what is it like in the graphic design world? What is it like when I want to be an animator? Who can I network with in the jazz area of the world? We also have peer mentors that work with our first-year students in 4 different cohorts. They do both social and academic engagements with those students. Often it is, as somebody earlier mentioned, it's probably easier for the student to go to a fellow student than it is to come to an adult in a position of authority and say, I need help. However, we always want them to know that they should never be saying, I don't know, nobody told me. That's what every single person that you're looking at right now is here for, so that your students never have that question mark. We offer curricular guides online for our students for that sort of accountability so that they can follow and track their progress. They should be doing that, of course, with their academic advisor and with my office. Two specific centers that we have, not necessarily centers, but centers that we have in CVPA for our students. One, the Color Print Center actually does and monitors all of our 9 computer labs. So when our labs are not being used for classes, students can come in and use those computer labs, only CVPA students. So, but that may have the software that the student needs or have the ability to render something so it doesn't take an overnight rendering for an animation. They can do that in a more specific time. We also have something called the Visual Media and Literacy Hub on our campus. This is where we've got computers that students can use, software programs they can use and try out, equipment that they can check out, different lenses or laptops or I can't think of what it is now, like big cameras, things like that. They also will help students with research that they may be working on and lots of different engagements for students, faculty, and staff of CVPA. My office is, of course, available for the students from, I like to say I'm here from orientation to graduation. So absolutely willing to help out in any way that I can. Thank you to the other presenters that were with me in the last 30-minute session. And thank you for you, all of the parents who are allowing us to take your children into our hands and guide them to the next stage of their lives. That's it for us, Shelley. Thanks a lot.